Afghanistan's speech. Trump rejects timetables, ups pressure on Pakistan. Refocuses on killing terrorists. President Trump outlined a comprehensive new strategy Monday night for achieving a lasting peace in Afghanistan, rejecting what he called arbitrary timetables for the U.S. troop presence, ratcheting up pressure on Pakistan to stop harboring militants, and vowing to refocus the mission on killing terrorists, not nation building. From now on, victory will have a clear definition: attacking our enemies, obliterating ISIS, crushing Al-Qaeda, preventing the Taliban from taking over Afghanistan, and stopping mass terror attacks against America, Trump said in a primetime address to the nation. The speech made clear he is keeping U.S. troops in the country. He said they will fight to win, and scrapping any consideration of a hasty withdrawal. Speaking to service members at Fort Maya, VA, though, Trump tried to draw a sharp distinction between his approach and that of his predecessors. Pointedly, the president vowed not to openly discuss troop numbers, withdrawal dates, or attack plans. Conditions on the ground, not arbitrary timetables, will guide our strategy from now on, he said, vowing, America's enemies will never know our plans. Ahead of the speech, a senior U.S. official confirmed to Fox News that Trump has in fact signed off on sending an additional 4,000 troops to Afghanistan, apparently listening to appeals from his generals. But Trump's address to the nation was focused on more than troop levels. He stressed that the U.S. commitment to Afghanistan is not a blank check, and the American people expect real results. Quote, he declared the days of democracy building abroad are over. Quote, we are not nation building again. Trump said, we are killing terrorists. Trump is now the third commander-in-chief to attempt to bring stability to the war-torn country and seek a U.S. victory in what is now America's longest war. He acknowledged the American people are weary of war without victory. But he sought to bring new focus to the fight Monday night, highlighting the threat that must be eradicated from upwards of 20 terror groups active in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Trump's warning to the latter nation marked perhaps the most significant rhetorical and diplomatic shift. He said bluntly that Pakistan often gives safe haven to agents of chaos, violence and terror, a situation made worse by the tensions between Pakistan and India, two nuclear-armed neighbors. Trump said, Taylor, the new strategy is a change in approach to Pakistan. We can no longer be silent about Pakistan's safe havens for terrorist organizations, the Taliban, and other groups that pose a threat to the region and beyond, he said. Complaining that Pakistan houses the terrorists the U.S. is fighting as they take billions in aid, Trump said, that will have to change. Quote, Trump's stance on Afghanistan has shifted over the years. Prior to his candidacy, Trump called for U.S. troops to leave Afghanistan immediately and rebuild the U.S. first on Twitter in 2013, even agreeing with then-President Barack Obama on withdrawing troops. Trump's stance on Afghanistan has shifted over the years. Prior to his candidacy, Trump called for U.S. troops to leave Afghanistan immediately and rebuild the U.S. first on Twitter in 2013, even agreeing with then President Barack Obama on withdrawing troops. But since taking office, Trump has been stepping up military action in Afghanistan. The Trump administration has ramped up airstrikes in the region with 1,984 U.S. bombs dropped in Afghanistan between January and July of this year, compared with 705 dropped during the same time period in 2016. That's a 181% increase, according to U.S. Air Force data. In his address, Trump admitted his original instinct was to pull out of the war zone, but he said he studied the issue and held many meetings over many months with the cabinet and generals to complete the new military plan. He said a rapid exit would be unacceptable, citing the example of Iraq as a cautionary tale. "In the end, we will win," Trump said. The president began his address with words of unity. After a week of political turbulence and racial and cultural divide after attacks in Charlottesville, VA, loyalty to our nation demands loyalty to one another. Love for America requires love for all of its people. We cannot remain a force for peace in the world if we are not at peace with each other. Quote, Trump said. Ahead of his primetime address, Fox News learned that the president had signed off on sending an additional 4,000 troops to Afghanistan, adding to the current estimated 8,400 U.S. troops already stationed in the region.